Hi, I'm josephrlewis, and I write adventures. And I've written a lot of adventures. And before adventures, I used to write novels, and I've written a bunch of novels too. I've written a lot of stuff. And I bring this up because I was recently talking with another writer who was working on some adventures, and they were asking me how I organize all of my projects. How many projects do I have, and which one? How do I know when to publish one, and how do I organize my projects? Which is an interesting question. It's something I haven't thought about in a long time, so I thought I would think about it. I gave them an answer, which I will now tell to you. So the short version is I basically have three categories of projects. Number one is my main project. This is the thing I work on a little bit every single day with the intention of completing it soon and publishing it soon. So that could be days or weeks or months, depending on how big a project it is. So, main project I work on every single day. Maybe I write a few rooms, or whatever kind of advancement I can do the illustrations every single day. A little bit of work. Category two is my side project. This is something I do not work on every day. Maybe I open that document up once or twice a week. It's something that I go back to sort of when I'm feeling burned out on the main project, and I have some random stray thoughts. And this is the kind of document where I have some lists, maybe some research from Wikipedia, where I just dump a handful of random thoughts that I thought, oh, this might be cool if I add this in. But it's not something I'm pushing forward on aggressively. The side project may turn into the main project after the main project is done, possibly. But many of my side projects have also been pushed to the side by some new, shiny, exciting adventure idea that becomes the new side project or the new main project. So my Google Docs probably has a number of side projects which never got out of side project hell. But most of those do turn into main projects. But while I'm working on the main project, the side project gets very little attention. Third category, final category, are random ideas. So these could be this could be a Google Doc where I've written like one sentence, like "lonely vampire riding on a unicorn," and I just saved that off because I thought it was cool at the moment. I was tired, it was late at night, and maybe weeks or months later, I'll be going through my old documents. I'll open this up, and there's one line of text that says lonely vampire on a unicorn," and I'll think, "Oh, I know what that was. That was a cool idea. I'm going to turn that into a project." Or I'll look at that and say, "I have no idea what that is. That's dumb," and I'll delete it. So my Google Docs is a graveyard full of these random things. Sometimes it's one document with lots of these one-offs, but they're absolutely not things I'm working on. It's a repository of straight ideas. So those are my three current categories of how I structure my work. My main project that I work on every day, my side project that I take notes on a little bit, maybe once a week, and then a repository of random ideas that I'm not working on at all. So why do I only have one main project that I'm really working on at a given time? The reason is I'm a human being. I have limited numbers of hours in the day. I have a full-time day job. I have a partner and children. I have pets. I have cars. I have a house full of appliances. I have aging parents. I also have some other friends and hobbies and things. So there's only so many hours in the day or the week that I can dedicate to my work, my hobby projects, as it were, which I enjoy very much, and I make it a priority to do so. But if I were dividing those small numbers of hours on nights and weekends between many projects, I know for a fact it would take much longer for any of them to get done. Even when I am focused on just one main project, sometimes if it's a small project, I can be done with that in a week, which is fantastic. It's done. It's out the door, and it's getting feedback and people playing it and have fun, and that's great. If it's a bigger project, it can take weeks or months. A lovely Jade Necropolis has taken a very long time. It has a very long and storied background to it. But again, it's something that if I were not working on consistently, frequently, it would never get done. The idea of working on a bunch of little things, trying to take baby steps on many things at the same time, almost guaranteed that a lot of them would not get done. But also at the same time, if you're dividing your time and attention between many projects, how focused or passionate are you about any of them at any given time? I can't imagine opening three different main projects and saying, okay, I'm very excited about this dark, gritty vampires and werewolves thing. And then half an hour later, all right, I'm very focused on this lighthearted, whimsical fairy thing. okay, now I'm very focused on this Western themed. I can't bounce back and forth between those ideas, those storylines, the characters, whatever it may be. That's too much. I would be spread too thin. I couldn't do it. Maybe you could. I could not. But I know from experience that if I work on one thing at a time and I'm consistent about it and I continue to make progress every single day, make it a priority, I will get things done. How much can you really get done? Again, if you're like me, you have a full, very busy, complex life, and you're doing this in your spare time, your free time. Well, before I was doing adventures, I was writing full length novels. If you go to my Amazon page, you'll see I currently have 58 entries on there. 26 of those are full length novels that I wrote on my own. And many of those novels I wrote while being a single parent of very small children with lots of needs, while working a full-time job and having lots of other stuff going on in my life. And those were days where I was busy from the minute I woke up until the minute when my kids went to sleep, which would be like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, which is the time when you really want to just flop down on the couch and veg out and stare at the TV. And on all those nights, I flopped down in my chair in front of my laptop, and I forced myself to write 1,000, 2,000 words every night, making consistent progress every single day. And the reality is that when you do that, it does feel like you're climbing a mountain sometimes when it's just 1,000 words and you're trying to reach 90, 100,000 words for your novel. But when you do that, you realize you can hit 90,000 words in 3 months. You can write a full novel in 3 months. You could write a perfectly good short novel, classic size novel in a month and a half. Same thing applies for adventures. If you write just one room a night, at the end of a week, you've got 7 rooms. That's a perfectly fine one night of adventure. At the end of a month, you've got 30 rooms. That's probably a couple of sessions. Nice big adventure. At the end of 3 months, you would have like 100 rooms. And now you've got a big, meaty, campaigny adventure. That's fantastic. And all you had to do was spend a couple of minutes writing 1 room a night. Imagine if you wrote 2 or 3 rooms a night. It adds up. So if you are a writer or an illustrator or a musician or a filmmaker, whatever your art is, and you're trying to plan your time and plan your energy and set some goals and achieve them, I strongly advise that you have one main project that you are passionate about, that you care about, that you want to get done, and you work on it a little bit every single day, as much as you can. And again, it may feel slow and like you're climbing a mountain sometimes. You will absolutely learn, though, that you can finish projects. And once you start finishing projects and like publishing things or putting it out for sale in your store, whatever it is, I feel it can be a little addictive. It's exciting to know that, yes, I can finish a project. Yes, I can get it out there. Yes, people can experience it and give me feedback, and I can be part of this community, which is a fantastic feeling. And all you have to do is consistently work on one thing every day. So I think that's my big advice on how to plan your projects and plan your writing goals or your creative goals is just have one project, work on it a little bit every single day. You will probably get it done. You will probably get it out there. It will probably feel great, and you'll be excited to move on to the next project. So with that said, good luck out there.